Hi, my name is Saad Ibrahim. I am with Petro Management Group. It's a consulting company in Calgary. We offer consulting and training services. I'll be the instructor for the class Enhanced Oil Recovery, or EOR. In this class, we're going to cover all the different types of EOR schemes. We start the class with an overview of the different projects around the world. And then we'll talk about specifically the design process of enhanced oil recovery. We'll start with the screening process of EOR, and then we'll discuss the laboratory tests required to ensure the success of that scheme. Then the validation of the results from the laboratory. And then we can talk about pre-pilot testing. So we try it on one or two wells. And then the pilot project, and finally the full scale of the Enhanced Oil Recovery Project implementation. We'll talk specifically about hydrocarbon miscible flooding first. So we will discuss all the different options of hydrocarbon miscible flooding, such as dry gas, high pressure injection, enriched gas, or solvent injection like LPG. So we'll talk about the miscibility pressures and the injection requirement and some case studies. Then we move into CO2, miscible and immiscible flooding. So we'll cover first the physical property of CO2, viscosity estimates, and all other properties. And then we'll talk about the injection requirement of CO2, or the WAG process, so water alternating gas injection. And then we'll move into the chemical flooding. We'll talk about the different chemicals used for chemical flooding, such as polymer, alkali, surfactant, and the characteristic of each one of those chemicals, and the combination of the three chemicals, which is the ESP. So that's the first part of the class. The second part will be on thermal recovery. It will be taught by Dr. Alex Turta. In this section, the coal production will be covered, and the thermal recovery will also be discussed. Under the coal production, or the CHOP process, different aspects of this process will be discussed, from artificial lift, sand production, foamy oil. Also, numerical and analytical method will be discussed on how to evaluate the CHOP process, including primary and recovery factor. Under the thermal recovery, steam physical property will be discussed, such as the phase envelope of the steam, the quality of the steam to be injected. The heat loss during steam injection will be reviewed, and the different way to inject steam will be discussed, including CSS, which is cyclic steam stimulation, hot water injection, and the SAGD process. Also, air injection or combustion process will be also discussed. A variety of different case studies will be reviewed in this section. If you have any further questions about this class, please let us know, and we'll be glad to respond. Thank you.